This is a Saturday Morning TVLog from Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Welcome to another Saturday Morning TVLog, and this time around it's Tennessee Tuxedo His Tales, brought to us by Total Television. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm Doyle, Big D. This, of course, is a Saturday Morning TVLog. Today it's going to be back to the 60s. Into the early mid-60s, that is. Today's show I'm going to talk about is Tennessee Tuxedo and His Tales. Tennessee Tuxedo and His Tales is an animated television series that was kind of semi-educational. It was produced by Total Television, who of course recently had produced King Leonardo and its short subjects, and later Underdog, and primarily sponsored by the General Mills Company. Originally premiering on CBS in September of 1963, this was one of the earliest Saturday morning tunes. Now, of course, the show premiered on the same day that King Leonardo last ran on NBC. The title is a play on the tuxedo dinner jacket worn as formal wear. Yes, really a fun show and what have you. I grew up watching this, and then I've seen reruns of this show. Give me a moment and I'll show you who our main characters are. Here's our two central characters. Of course, we have Tennessee Tuxedo, a small penguin, and his dim-witted walrus companion, Chumley, who are always trying to think of plans to be rich and famous and stuff like that. Tennessee and Chumley live in the Megapolis Zoo along with friends such as Yakety Yak and Baldy the Eagle. Now, the zoo is run by the ill-tempered director Stanley Livingston and his assistant Flunky. In different episodes, Stanley has often threatened to skin our two protagonists alive. 4 episodes featured Howler, a dog that Tennessee got from his uncle Admiration. In addition, Tennessee competes against his rival Jerboa Jump and his lair henchman Tiger Tornado. Now, in almost every episode, the two regularly escape from the zoo, even behind Stanley's back, only to find trouble outside. One recurring issue involves a gangster here. I'll show you who that is. Yeah, it deals with this guy, Rocky Manoff, a gangster. If they don't do what he says, he'll play a tune on his violin. Yeah, that's what happens. Don't worry, people. It's a kid's tune. They don't really get shot, you know. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Of course, the violin's his machine gun. Now, Rocky is also served by a dim-witted minion named Pretzel. Whenever Tennessee proposes a harebrained scheme, Chumley is skeptical. Typically, Tennessee assures the dim-witted walrus, as he likes to call him, that his superior intelligence will carry the day, often with his catchphrase. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. And that phrase is, Tennessee Tuxedo will not fail. Though he more often than not does, you know. But Chumley then responds with his own phrase, duh, okay, Tennessee. Well, when faced with more trouble than they can bear, the pair turns to, the next character I will show you. Here's Tennessee and Chumley meeting with this guy. This is Phineas J. Whoopi, the man with all the answers. He's a pretty nice guy, and he's a very likable character. And Whoopi knows about everything, and he often lectures the pair on diverse topics from the physics behind the hot air balloon to how musicians become popular. Now, his lectures are illustrated and animated on his three-dimensional blackboard, or the 3DBB for short, which he pulls from an avalanche of junk that falls out of his overstuffed hallway closet when he opens the door, which that happens in some episodes, not all of them, possibly the earlier episodes. That's when Tennessee and Chumley go into shock and cover their ears, and there we go. I really liked the 3DBB segment. That was really cool. And I thought that was just, wow. Well, at the end of his lecture, Tennessee praises his mentor with the line, "Vance J. Whoopi, you're the greatest." So now Tennessee and Chumley occasionally must consult Mr. Whoopi again when they fail their first attempt to solve any problem. And sometimes he snorts, "But I've tried to warn you." In a couple episodes, Whoopi makes the pair promise him not to fool around with electricity and television, explaining the dangers involved in those fields. Now, in the series, Tennessee and Chumley have to overcome a personal problem that children can relate to, such as operating a camera when they are hired to photograph the mayor of Megapolis, to Chumley's requiring treatment for a toothache, but fearing a dentist. The pair attempt to use their newly gained knowledge to get out of the mischief they create, but they frequently end up in more trouble with Stanley, of course, mostly due to Chumley's screw-ups, who punishes them in different ways, from having the police arrest them to scrubbing pots and pans in the cafeteria for 6 months. Sometimes end with Stanley chasing the two around the zoo, although there are some cases where the duos never cause trouble at all, such as performing in the music show, stopping Tiger Tornado from bullying the zoo animals, and succeed, having trained for the Zoo Olympics without any damage or trouble at all in one, and successfully trimming a Christmas tree. That's it. Anyway, this was pretty big in what have you. The show ran for 3 seasons overall. Now, let me see. There were 70 episodes produced and aired over its 3-season run. After 3 seasons, the show came to an end in February of '66. However, it would later get shown in reruns later on its own, or with syndicated reruns of Underdog. Now, also during the episodes, there's also segments that include, fun-filled reels and what have you. Sometimes when the duo and Mr. Whoopi go into space, or if they're around the swimming pool, or climbing a mountain, or if they come to see Mr. Whoopi, and Mr. Whoopi will reveal the answer on the 3DBB. Yes. So anyway, I'm happy that this was just so good. In 2014, there were 5 new episodes produced for the Silly Channel, which you can find the episodes on YouTube, as a matter of fact, but I've never actually seen them, though. Yes, they were, residing on sillychannel.com, which was provided by Trick Serial. But I think you can find those episodes now on YouTube. I've never seen them, but anyway. Now, later reruns are quite different from the original network series. Like most cartoons series produced by Total Television, first straightforward Tennessee Tuxedo cartoons were incorporated into syndicated prints of Underdog. The syndicated package actually was a revised version of another earlier mid-60s syndicated series called Cartoon Cups, which initially featured first season segments of Underdog, Tennessee Tuxedo, and the World of Commander McBragg. Yes. Let's see. So anyway, yeah. Also, Tennessee Tuxedo in syndication, features different supporting cartoon segments compared to the show's original network run, including some cartoons from the J. Ward studio. Yes, the guy who brought us Rocky and Bullwinkle, which of course the animation for this series was done by Gamma Animation. Of course, amongst some of those include Tour Turtle, which was recently part of King Leonardo's show, the Bullwinkle's Corner interstitials from Rocky and his friends, and Aesop and Son for some episodes. And then they would do Mr. Peabody, sometimes Mr. Noel, and the Fractured Fairy Tales as well. Anyway, yeah. Now, during its original network run, the first season of Tennessee Tuxedo His Tales featured King Leonardo under its actual title, The King and Odie, and The Hunter. Now, of course, I should point out about some of those tunes. Commander McBragg was a guy who always tells one of his buddies about what he did that kind of sounded a little, oh wow, impossible, but it was just as he said, as he brags. Tour Turtle, this little turtle boy who goes see his friend Mr. Wizard, the lizard. Yeah, he liked to be something that Mr. Wizard feels like he should not be, like a fireman, baseball player, superhero, even a lumberjack, police officer, or even an Arctic explorer. Incredible, huh? The Hunter, of course, is this here hunting dog who is a private eye and goes on chase for his arch nemesis, the fox. And of course, the Hunter was also part of the King Leonardo show as well. Anyway, but Tennessee Tuxedo included 26 newly produced segments of both of those, which were not seen on the original King Leonardo program. Were not syndicated as part of that package either. Then the Hunter began appearing as a segment on Underdog, and the Hunter spot in Tennessee Tuxedo was filled by repeat segments of Tour Turtle. And the Tour cartoons shown on the show were all repeated segments. No new segments were produced. Between 1968 and 1970, Tour and Hunter were seen as part of the Dudley Do-Right show on ABC. The 26 Hunter and King and Odie segments, originally produced for the Tennessee Tuxedo segment, are seen in syndication reruns as part of Dudley Do-Right and Friends. So, anyway, that's it. Really something. I really did get to enjoy this and what have you. Now, of course, we have a great voice acting cast too. As a matter of fact. Now, let's see here. The voices include voicing Tennessee Tuxedo is Don Adams, who this was still before he went on to play Maxwell Smart on Get Smart, and also voiced Inspector Gadget. Yes, that's why I did some impressions of him. And let's see. Bradley Bulk did the voice of Chumley, which that was really something. Yeah, sometimes Tennessee falls down and gets caught in some moist, like, get me out of here! Get me out of here! You dimwit walrus! Oh boy. Now, of course, let's see. And voicing Professor Phineas J. Whoopi is Larry Storch, who of course went on to play Corporal Randolph Agarn on TV's F Troop, and voiced lots of other cartoon characters such as Drac and several characters on the Groovy Ghoulies. He also voiced Warner Bros. 7 Arts Cool Cat and his nemesis Colonel Rimfire. He was later voice of Merlin the Magic Mouse. And of course he did lots of other things as well. But there's a host of other voices. I can't give all of them because I don't really see where I can find who all the voices are. Anyway, Now, of course, there would be home video releases and what have you. First, there was a video release in 1990, and then there was a 2006 DVD release, a best of, which was released by Sony Wondering Classic Media. Yes, let's see. In 2012, it got released in a complete collection from Shout Factory, and well, over a year ago, back in December 2020, it was re-released. So I think you can probably get these for a reasonable price and what have you. Let's see here. So anyway, I will say that's really cool and what have you. Oh yeah, there is one other thing. Kenny Delmar, well, does the narration for the Tennessee Tuxedo segment. Other voices also include Jackson Beck. Let's see here. Mort Marshall, Norman Rose, Alan Swift, Delo States, and Ben Stone, who was credited as a voice actor, but is actually the father of radio shock jock Howard Stern. He's really Ben Stern. Believe it or not, you better believe it. That's what my source says. So anyway, now you know about Tennessee Tuxedo His Tales. You can find episodes on YouTube. Yes, that's right, you heard me correctly. You can find full episodes on YouTube if you'd like to check the show out. Now, of course, it's been over a year since the show got re-released on DVD. If it's at a good price, I think you might want to get and let your kids check it out. I think they'll like it. I mean, much to my dismay of what old Stanley Livingston does to our two characters in the end of each episode, well, but they had to get it, you know. But anyway, that's all I'm going to tell you. So what do you think of Tennessee Tuxedo and His Tales? You can tell me what you thought about the show in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, you may want to consider checking out these other Saturday Morning TVLogs. In the upper left-hand corner is one of the shows I was talking about, featuring the voice of Larry Storch, and that being the Groovy Ghoulies, which I did a few years back. In the upper right-hand corner is the Saturday Morning TVLog I did for the all-new Popeye Hour not so long ago, or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see last week's Saturday Morning TVLog, my 100th Saturday Morning TVLog for the Snorks. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching, and next week's Saturday Morning TVLog is the Harlem Globetrotters. So until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya, and I'll have another video coming up soon. Bye now.